The golden arches of McDonald's shined brightly under the city lights as President Donald Trump's motorcade pulled into the parking lot. The crowd outside was taken by surprise. Secret Service agents stepped out first, scanning the area before Trump himself emerged from the black SUV. The restaurant fell silent. Customers stopped mid-bite and employees behind the counter froze with their eyes wide. Among those inside was a man named Isaac Menson, a Ghanaian immigrant who had lived in the United States for 6 years. He sat alone at a corner table, his tray of food untouched. He had been thinking about his future, about his family back home, and about the looming possibility of deportation. Every night fear gripped his mind, and now, in a twist of fate he never imagined, the man who could decide his fate had just walked through the door. Isaac's hands tightened around the edge of the table. He wasn't a confrontational man, but desperation had a way of pushing people beyond their limits. His visa had expired 2 years ago, and he had been living in the shadows ever since. If deported, he would return to nothing: no job, no means to support his mother and younger siblings. He knew this was his only chance. Slowly he stood up, his legs unsteady. The entire restaurant was still watching Trump as he walked toward the counter. His order was simple: a Big Mac, fries, and a Diet Coke. The cashier's hands trembled as she rang up the order. Secret Service agents stood around him, their eyes scanning for any sign of a threat. Then Isaac made his move. He stepped forward, weaving through the tables, his heartbeat pounding in his ears. A few customers turned to look at him, sensing his urgency. Before the agents could react, Isaac dropped to his knees a few feet away from Trump. "Mr. President, please," he cried out, his voice clear and desperate. "I need your help." The room gasped. The Secret Service immediately stepped forward, their hands hovering over their holsters, ready to act, but Trump, mid-bite, held up his hand. The agents froze. He chewed, slowly swallowed, then turned to face Isaac. "And who are you?" Trump asked, raising an eyebrow. Isaac took a deep breath. "I'm a father, a son, a brother, and I am begging you not to deport me." The tension in the room thickened. The Secret Service agents exchanged glances, unsure of how to handle the situation. Some customers recorded on their phones, whispering to one another. The employees behind the counter stood stiff as statues. Trump sighed, wiping his mouth with a napkin. "What's your story?" he asked, tilting his head slightly. Isaac clenched his fists, his emotions raw. "I came here for a better life. I work hard, I pay my bills. But I overstayed my visa. My mother and siblings depend on me. If you send me back, I have nothing there, nothing." Trump studied him for a moment, his expression unreadable. "And you think coming to McDonald's and begging is going to change anything?" Eyes hesitated. "I had no choice." For a moment there was silence, then Trump smirked and took another bite of his burger. "Well," he said, "between shoes you've got guts, I'll give you that, but whether that was a good thing or a bad thing Isaac didn't know yet." Isaac's knees ached against the tiled floor, but he stayed put, his eyes locked on the president. The room's hushed whispers buzzed faintly in the background, but Isaac could only focus on Trump's face. Would he listen? Would he even care? Trump set his drink down on the counter, his gaze still fixed on Isaac. "Stand up," he said, his tone firm but not unkind. Isaac hesitated, unsure if it was a command or a gesture of mercy. When Trump gestured slightly with his hand, Isaac rose slowly, his legs trembling beneath him. "So you're telling me," Trump said, leaning slightly against the counter, "you broke the law and now you're asking me to fix your problem?" Isaac swallowed hard. "I'm asking for a chance, Mr. President. I know I made a mistake, but my family depends on me. Deporting me would destroy them." Trump raised an eyebrow. "Family, huh? How many kids?" "I have 2 younger siblings back home in Ghana." Isaac said, "My father died when I was young. I've been sending money to my mother to help them survive. Without me they have nothing." The room was so quiet you could hear the hum of the ice cream machine behind the counter. Trump's expression softened slightly, though his voice remained sharp. "And what do you do here? What's your job?" "I clean offices," Isaac said, his voice steady despite the lump in his throat. "At night I've never missed a shift. I've never taken a dollar that wasn't mine. I just want to work and provide for my family." Trump's fingers tapped against the counter, his mind seemingly working through something. Then he turned to one of his aides who had been standing quietly to the side. "Get his name and his details." Isaac's heart leapt. "Does this mean?" he began, but Trump held up a hand. "It means I'll think about it," Trump said, "but no promises." The Secret Service stepped forward, gently guiding Isaac back to his seat. The buzz of the restaurant slowly returned as people began to eat and talk again. Though many eyes stayed on Isaac, he sat down, his hands shaking. It wasn't a yes, but it wasn't a no either. As the motorcade left the McDonald's parking lot, Isaac remained seated, staring at the spot where Trump had stood. He replayed the interaction over and over in his mind. What had he done? Had he made things worse for himself, or had he truly planted a seed of mercy in the president's heart? A week later, Isaac's phone rang. It was a number he didn't recognize. He hesitated before answering, his fingers trembling. "Hello, Mr. Mina," a voice said. "This is Karen Simmons from the White House. The president has reviewed your case." Isaac's breath caught in his throat. He gripped the phone tightly, unable to speak. "The president has decided to grant you a temporary stay," Karen continued. "This will give you time to apply for legal residency, but you must follow all the steps carefully. Do you understand?" Tears wet in Isaac's eyes. Yes, I understand. Thank you so much." Karen's voice softened. "Good Luck, Mr. Mina, and don't waste this opportunity. As the call ended, Isaac sat in silence, the weight of the past week finally lifting. He had been given a chance, a real chance to make things right. Months passed and Isaac threw himself into the process of securing his legal status. The paperwork was daunting, but he tackled it with determination. He found a lawyer who agreed to help him pro bono move to a better job and began saving every penny he could. The story of his encounter with Trump at McDonald's had spread, making him somewhat of a local celebrity. Some people criticized him, saying he didn't deserve the chance he'd been given. Others praised his courage and determination. Isaac ignored the noise. He was focused on one thing: his future. One sunny afternoon, as Isaac left the immigration office with his approved residency papers in hand, he felt a wave of relief and gratitude. He had fought for his place in this country, and now he could finally breathe. As he walked down the street, his phone buzzed with a message from his mother. She had sent a photo of his siblings smiling, holding the school supplies he'd sent them. Isaac smiled, his heart full. His journey wasn't over, but he had taken the first step, and it all began in a McDonald's with a desperate plea to a man who held his fate in his hands. And this brings us to the end of this story. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends too. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories. Have a nice day.